Attack wins you matches, but defense wins you trophies. Surely Manchester United fans will never forget this timeless quote from Sir Alex Ferguson, who led the Red Devils to glory thanks to an exceptionally solid backline that kept a clean sheet for a record 1,311 minutes, a milestone that remains incredibly hard for any club to surpass to this day. The Premier League has no shortage of top-class center-backs like Virgil van Dijk or, more recently, William Saliba. Yet, in the context of this season, both of these stars are currently overshadowed by Matthijs de Ligt, the Dutch defender now anchoring Manchester United's defense. Not only did he help his team escape defeat against Tottenham Hotspur, but he has also demonstrated remarkable consistency across the 11 match days so far. This is the kind of elite performance that fans have been eagerly waiting to see from the Netherlands international, a rock-solid figure who once earned admiration across all of Europe. Looking at clubs like Manchester City, Arsenal, or Liverpool, one thing becomes clear: elite defenders are a cornerstone of success. From Ruben Dias to Virgil van Dijk, and now William Saliba, whose technical ability and tactical intelligence have helped Arsenal consolidate their lead after 11 rounds of the Premier League. Top-class center-backs bring stability and confidence to their teams. For Manchester United, however, the story over the past several years has been one of heavy investment but limited returns. The club has spent lavishly to find a successor to the legendary duo of Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic, yet what they received instead was often disappointment. Players like Victor Lindelof, Eric Bailly, Harry Maguire, and Raphael Varane were expected to anchor the defense but struggled to maintain long-term consistency. Only the English centre-back has partially met expectations, despite suffering periods of dramatic decline in form and psychological instability. There were brief flashes of success, such as the partnership between Lisandro Martinez and Raphael Varane, but injuries prevented them from sustaining a stable defense. It wasn't until this season that manager Ruben Amorim finally discovered a defender he can truly trust for the future, Matthijs de Ligt. Over the past 11 matches, the Dutchman has played every single minute, a clear sign of his improved fitness compared to earlier periods when he was prone to injuries. But it's not just about durability. The former Bayern Munich signing has maintained an impressively high level of performance while remarkably avoiding a single booking all season, no small feat, especially for a defender whose primary role is to thwart opposing attacks. Matthijs de Ligt has shown that he is not only reliable, but also an elite defender capable of bringing Manchester United back to the defensive solidity that once defined Sir Alex Ferguson's era. Matthijs de Ligt first rose to prominence at Ajax Amsterdam, earning the prestigious Golden Boy Award in 2018. Beyond his raw talent, the 1999-born star also showed impressive leadership qualities, guiding his team all the way to the UEFA Champions League semifinals. This early promise quickly led to a high-profile move to Juventus and later to Bayern Munich. However, this period proved to be a rocky patch in his career. His performances faltered, and at one point he was even labeled a flop. Critics questioned whether the 6-year-old defender's talent had been overhyped, doubting he would ever reach the elite level he once promised as one of football's brightest young prospects. When he arrived at the Theatre of Dreams, Matthijs de Ligt was initially viewed as surplus to requirements, seen as a cast-off from Bayern Munich or simply a stopgap for Manchester United, while the club sought to offload players no longer fitting their plans. Yet, with the season underway, this transfer has already proven to be a masterstroke for Ineos, thanks to de Ligt's outstanding performances. His resurgence actually began last season, but recurring injuries prevented him from maintaining consistent playing time. On several occasions, teammates like Harry Maguire and Leny Yoro had to step up to secure Manchester United's Europa League progress. Recognizing his own weaknesses, de Ligt used the preseason to work intensively on his fitness, and the rewards have been clear: 11 consecutive match days, playing every single minute. Not only has he been ever-present, but de Ligt has also consistently delivered top-tier performances, averaging a match rating above 7 inches every game, a feat few Premier League centre-backs can boast. Even highly rated defenders like Virgil van Dijk and William Saliba struggle to match the Dutchman's level of impact this season. Some might laugh at this claim, thinking it's overhyped. But consider the Liverpool captain. Van Dijk has also played all 11 matches, yet his performances against Everton, Chelsea, Brentford, and most recently Manchester City have been underwhelming. At one point, Wayne Rooney even voiced concerns that Virgil van Dijk was losing his leadership edge, a factor that has prevented the cop from recovering after a string of disappointing results. Coupled with Mohamed Salah's dip in form and the underwhelming performances of some new signings, Van Dijk's inconsistency has become one of the key reasons Liverpool finds themselves trailing their fierce rivals, Manchester United. There's no denying Van Dijk's class and the honors he has accumulated throughout his career, but this season, age seems to be catching up, and maintaining consistency has become a challenge. Liverpool's board's determination to sign Marc Guéhi is therefore entirely understandable. Meanwhile, William Saliba continues to play a vital role in keeping Arsenal at the top, providing the usual solidity at the back. However, the French centre-back's fitness has become less reliable. His playing minutes have dropped noticeably, and on several occasions, the Gunners have had to rely heavily on goalkeeper David Raya and Gabriel Magalhaes to navigate tricky defensive situations. This represents a clear step back for the 4-year-old compared to his form last season. At this stage, the priority for Saliba is regaining consistent fitness to be available regularly for North London's top side. Manager Mikel Arteta has clearly anticipated this, strengthening the defense with Christian Mosquera and Piero Hincapié to ensure the team is prepared should Saliba be unable to meet the demands. Looking at these two stars, it becomes clear why Matthijs de Ligt is currently the top center-back in the Premier League this season. According to statistics from SofaScore, not only has the 1,999-born defender played the full 990 minutes, but his numbers also underline his all-around influence. Whatever role he's asked to perform, he maximizes his impact to bring success to Manchester United, most notably contributing to a 5-game unbeaten run that has lifted the team to 7th in the table, just a single point shy of the top 4. On average, de Ligt makes 1.2 interceptions per match, boasts a tackle success rate above 90%, recovers the ball 3.2 times per 90 minutes, executes 5.5 clearances per game, wins 70% of his duels, and completes 87% of his passes. He even scored a crucial goal that spared the team from defeat, and all without picking up a single card. In a season where Harry Maguire is frequently sidelined by injury and Leny Yoro is still too young to bear heavy defensive responsibilities, manager Ruben Amorim can breathe easy knowing he has de Ligt in his ranks. The Dutchman can operate comfortably both as a central and right-sided center-back, fulfilling tactical demands by pushing forward, intercepting proactively, and actively contributing to attacking phases. Of course, Manchester United's defense still needs improvement considering the goals conceded and occasional lapses in concentration. But before the structure is fully built, Amorim has a solid foundation, his number 4. De Ligt's consistency and leadership qualities are exactly the traits United can rely on. It's also worth noting that the former Juventus star is only 26 years old, with plenty of time left to reach his peak. Central defenders usually hit their prime around 28 or 29. Beyond his defensive reliability, de Ligt is also a key threat on set pieces, as shown by his header that secured a crucial point against Tottenham Hotspur, underlining his importance both at the back and in attack. At the same time, de Ligt has silenced critics who once labeled him a second-tier signing for the club. Speaking to the media, the Dutch star revealed the key behind his remarkable consistency this season. "I feel very good and satisfied with how I've started the season, both physically and mentally. I always try to contribute in every match. The most important thing is that I had a full preseason. For my fitness, preseason is crucial. This is the first time in 5 or 6 years that I haven't faced transfer issues, injuries, or Euro commitments. Both my body and mind are in the best condition. I feel confident, and the trust from my teammates and the manager has helped me immensely. Now, being more accustomed to the pace of the Premier League allows me to improve even more. My second season at Manchester United has shown many positive signs, and I feel I'm approaching the peak of my career. For a defender, that peak usually comes around 29 to 31. I'm only 26, but I've already gained valuable experience that I want to build on in the coming years." Every signing at Manchester United faces intense scrutiny, and de Ligt was no exception, especially after underwhelming stints at Juventus and Bayern Munich. Yet, the 1,999-born center-back has more than proven his worth. From being considered a second-tier acquisition, he has emerged as an indispensable figure at the Theatre of Dreams. With a transfer fee under £40 million, Manchester United have clearly made an incredible bargain. The young man who rose through Ajax Amsterdam is now arguably the best center-back in the Premier League this season and a cornerstone of the comprehensive rebuild that manager Ruben Amorim and the club's leadership have been undertaking. At 26, Matthijs de Ligt still has immense potential to grow. With his leadership qualities and years of top-level experience, he is set to be Manchester United's rock at the back, and it wouldn't be surprising if the captain's armband eventually belongs to him, should he remain long-term at Old Trafford.